We want to give on our platform both sides of the industry to come up and be like, is everyone okay? They thought someone was dying. And as soon as the girls walked in the door, he just charged like from one end of the hallway down at them. That's not what you want to see. Then he comes to her and is like wanting a dance, and he's wanting to act like he's a baby. And he was like, I pay for you. I just want a kiss. Like, what are you doing? Why aren't you giving it to me? He found over 50 photos and videos of the girls, like toddler house.
Wow, I feel good. I knew that I would now. I feel good.
Welcome to another episode of the Spicy Waitress Diaries. Today we are going to be unglamorizing the industry. We really want to share some stories that have happened that are not so nice, but to just let everyone be aware that there is another side of to the industry that isn't spoken about as much, which we think it does need to be shared. So yeah, we're going to jump into some stories. These are all real events that did happen in the industry, and we'll obviously keep everything anonymous for the victim's sake. But yeah, we just want to put this episode out there. We want to give on our platform both sides of the industry. And we also want to just share some recent events that have transpired, because I think everyone needs a bit of a reminder that they're not invincible, and you need to take safer precautions, especially in such a vulnerable environment. Quite recently, we've had a lot of scammers contact us. I guess every business and everyone has an experience with the scammer, but this has been taken to a new level. Like, how many booking inquiries do you reckon we've been having? I'd say like five. Yeah. And what, two have almost gone through? Yeah, one. No, one. It's a Wednesday one. Yeah, one almost went through. Like that went to the point of ID send, deposit sent. Girls had been quitting the group chat. It was a few hours until the bookings. That was probably the closest thing that almost occurred. We've no idea what would have happened. I hope it's just some guy playing some stupid innocent thing. Like, he's not going to be somewhere to attack the girls or do anything. Like, I think he's just probably sitting at home, like bored and get after it. Yeah, you've got to look at it sort of from both angles. Like, if something did happen and the girls were meant to go there, we weren't as thorough in our process of talking to this guy and screening him, then we wouldn't have caught him. And yeah, it's just like very scary. So we actually have had stories, not particularly on our jobs. There's only that one guy and then that still owes us money. But some of the girls have been like extending or doing lap dances and extras, sometimes full service. And the guys are sending fake transactions, or they send money and then somehow they can go to their bank and redact that payment. And so I think for workers, it's always good to get a card, the one of those scanner things on your phone. So it's like they tap their phone on it and it's like you're paying an ATM. Yeah, and it goes straight through. And we always say to take a photo and watch them do it, because if you get a photo of the receipt, it's like you can go to your bank, like, they sent this money to me. Here's the evidence. So that's what we've always told our workers to do. But unfortunately, it can happen. We have fired her booked some jobs, and some of them were full service and they were fine. We've had some with him that went absolutely fine. However, there was one booking where he booked a hotel, girl came there, and he was clearly on substances and ice, juice. Yeah. So that was the vibe. The Yes, very picture, very. So he was on these substances and is obviously so uncomfortable for a worker to walk in and a guy who's doing that. It's also like, as admins, you can talk to a guy with a phone. You can do your best to like book for them, and you booked for them previously. You go, yep, they're fine. And then unfortunately, this guy just went a little bit too hard. But sometimes with clients, there's actually no way of knowing because they're like functioning drug. Yes, like they're like normal functioning able bodied drug. Yes. And you don't know. You don't know. And they lie. Lying. They're not going to be like, yeah. if they want something in that state, they want something in their life. Definitely. And he ended up screaming and like yelling at the top of his lungs, not at the worker, but just juicing out. And the staff of the hotel actually had to come up. They got called by other rooms and they had to come up and be like, is everyone okay? They thought someone was dying. And when the girl left, like she was in contact with us, we were like, just leave. But she was like, I don't want to leave him alone as well because he was in that state. But obviously, it's the best thing for the girl to get out of the situation. Don't know what a guy's going to do. But yeah, for the hotel lobby to actually have to come up because of how much noise he's making. So that client ended up being blacklisted. The girl was fine. She left. The client was fine. Just slept it off. Shit, but yeah, yeah. I have another. There was another instance as well that reminds me, like with GHB. It wasn't me. I wasn't at this job, but two of my really close friends were at this job, and I think it was like a group of boys, maybe like 4 or 5 boys, and one of the boys was just had taken GHB and was really, really riled up for some reason. And as soon as the girls walked in the door, he just charged like from one end of the hallway down at them, like full on just like coming at them for no reason, like literally a bull seeing red. Like to hit them, like charge, like yeah, like to attack them. And it took like 2 or 3 of their mates in front of the workers protecting them from him because he just had switched, you know? Yeah. Yeah, that's like our jobs. Like you really, like you said before, you don't know exactly what state everyone's in, especially party bookings, but we do not book with people on those substances because you just don't know what they're gonna do. No. But we had one of the girls who did an episode and she got unlocked his door, was thrown off the belly, thrown off the balcony because he was just so distorted, like the way that that drug affects people. And unfortunately, it's been sort of you work in the entertainment industry, you're gonna run into it. There's I've had a client like back in the day, like they get on a strips down naked, runs around the house sweating. It's not what you want to see. It's not for this. Feel like it's our job. Yeah. I've got another one which I remember off the top of my head. So this guy was an SA client actually, and he booked girls to do cleaning. So by himself, had some girls come over and clean. First girl that went, she'd been in the industry for a little bit. She's very good with people. And so as she was there with him, she was like his laptop, her head, she's telling me after, but she's like, he had his laptop sitting on the counter. And she was like, that's really weird. It's like he's filming her. So altered. Yeah. So she was like, oh, can you move that? Can get it out? And he was like, oh, yeah. Okay. Really weird kind of energy coming from him. He said to me he just wanted her to iron his clothes, like clean up the house. They would chat, blah, blah. Then he comes to her and is like wanting a dance, which you can do in cleaning bookings, yes. And he's wanting to act like he's a baby and drink, like pretend he's drinking milk from her boots. And he's just like being real creepy, real off with his energy. And I was like, yeah, she just was like, no, don't do that. Did her dance. It was only a 2 hour booking and she left. She was like, he was fine, but it was just like weird, like Jeffrey Dahmer vibe weird, where you were just like, that's not right. I She's like, "But he was fine." She's like, "It's hard to, like, pinpoint. There's nothing really wrong," but it's like, "Yeah." And then, yeah, I actually had one other girl go, she had in the industry for ages, like, an old, in, like, late 30s, and she went and she was just like, "Oh, he's on the spectrum," and, like, just she could just set it straight away, but the things he was asking for the girls to do, she was just like, "No, I would never. He's fine, but you just no." It's not that type of booking, so another one got blacklisted. Like if you've got fetishes, you really need to state that prior to the booking so that the work if it goes there can be like a full service girl, can be a type of girl who's going to give you that. But I think he was trying to check out and get cleaner to come over and then try and push the boundaries and get what he wanted, which perfectly leads into the next client story, which was a client last year had booked girls, and look, we hear about this a lot, but was just basically pushing waitresses and push girls for full service, like when the booking is finished, and like didn't, yeah, was just really degrading, really uncomfortable, really antisocial behavior. When they said that they're not full service girls. Yeah, that happens actually quite a lot. Being to another booking where the girls were doing dances, and this guy was actually whole night right in front of me. Good work, flashing that ring. Soon as he got some drinks in him in the dance, is that it? Is that all you're giving me? What if I go get $500? Will you suck me off? And the girls were just like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, and then he got all moody. He got angry at the worker. He's like, started saying things back to them. Like, I can't remember what he said, but it would have been like, "Oh, well, you're a worker. Like, what are you doing? Why are you not doing this?" And it's like, girls are not there for that service. Girls are waitresses. And it's just like, there's can be someone at a party that party was great. Just happened to be this one guy. And the guys actually all said hello to him, which was really sweet. But it's like, just learn. Like, understand these girls aren't here for that service. You want that service? Go find that service. Yeah. Active warning to women in Victoria. This client was currently evading police due to a number of IVOs related to severe violence against women, as well as other criminal matters. Is dangerously unwell, threatening his own life and coercing women into sex. Is currently on a number of drugs and extremely unpredictable and manipulative. Extensive history of violence and no remorse extended to his own children, over 30 plus known incidents of assault. Wow. So this was a guy trying to book. I wasn't through us. Yeah, I think he's going to brothels and stuff. Okay, yeah. So he was going around to brothels, and like we hear about stories through the sex industry, and we have our blacklist to help prevent girls getting contacted. Like, because girls who wear price can be contacted through their socials, through their work numbers, if they work with a strip card, brothels, anything. So we just create a safe space for the girls to see anyone that has caused any harm in the industry, and make sure they're aware so that doesn't happen to them. Yeah. Just letting you know, this one is for sexual assault. So if you don't want to hear what's happening, then this one's pulling up for you. A client booked waitresses for a party booking, and they were all there waitressing, no full service. And he just kept being very touchy throughout the night, grabbing the girls, constantly like slapping them on the ass, kept groping one of the girls, and then he pushed her down on the bed and was trying to kiss her and get on top of her, and just was holding her down. And he was like, "I pay for you. I just want a kiss. Like, what are you doing? Why are you giving it to me?" And then he was just trying to say, like, "Oh, I'm drunk," like, as an excuse for it. And it's like, there's no excuse for that. So, yeah, he was blacklisted for that. The girl was fine. She called me and just let me know what was going on, told her to leave. Fortunately, the rest of the guys there were telling the guy to stop. They were not all getting involved, which can sometimes happen. Unfortunately, the groups don't really say anything. I actually have never heard of that too much happening, though. I feel like someone always does chime in. But yeah, luckily no one was fully hurt with that one. So it reminds me of that booking that we did, where I had a new worker. She'd never worked in the industry before, brand new, and she worked. They were at a venue. It was a bucks party. There was maybe like 20 or 30 guys there, and the client, the booker, had booked with me multiple times before. Legend. Anyway, what actually happened was she kind of caught someone taking photos of her and having his phone out and pointing it to her and stuff. So she was like, "Hey, babe, I'm not really sure." She messaged me. She said, "Hey, babe, I'm not really sure if this is okay, but I can feel like I feel like someone's taking photos of me, and I'm pretty sure it's like one of the guys." And I was like, "Yep, that's not allowed whatsoever." So I quickly phoned the client and just told him what was going on. And he's like, "Okay, I think I know who it is." And him and I think a couple other boys grabbed that guy's phone, and like shook him up a little bit and then was like, "Are you taking photos of the girls?" and fully interrogated this guy. As he found over 50 photos and videos of the girls. Like, toddler house. Who thinks that that's okay to do? Disgusting. So our client actually like deleted off, recently deleted, went through his messages, made sure he wasn't sent, like these photos weren't sent out to anyone. And then he took the guy out the front and bashed you. Like what a legends. One for the girls. And that's what our phones are like. Yeah. But yeah, that's just some of the incidences that actually have happened in the industry, not all through us. As we've said, you can't really know everything that's going to happen. That is the dangers of this industry. And there are like certain boundaries that you can make. And this is why we're sharing this information out to you so you can get clear on your boundaries. Yeah. When a job pops up and it's like something that you're not feeling comfortable with, or maybe the services don't really align with you, maybe it's late or early in the morning, or it's by a random WhatsApp agent that you've never heard of before, you can kind of set those boundaries with yourself so that you're not putting yourself into dangerous situations. Definitely. And it's always like, that's why we put the client's nationality. Some girls are like, I'm not comfortable working for them. That's why, as the agents, we need to do our job to make sure you've got all the information. Like, if you went to a party with 3 guys and they're a nationality you don't work for, that's obviously something that's not going to be okay. Or you could go to a party with 100 guys and they're wanting 3 girls. Like, that, we wouldn't even do that. But it's like, certain things that you just wouldn't walk into. Yeah. I think as well want to leave some tips for the girls, like about drinks and yeah, what to do. Yeah. So you're going to a job. We always say, like, obviously have some drinks, have some fun with the guys, but don't take it too far. As that girl with the photos, she was drunk. She would have had no idea that he was taking the photos. And then those photos probably would have looked 10 times worse. And imagine them getting sent around to people. And then make your own drinks and don't just leave your drinks around. Like, have it on you, make your own. If you put it down somewhere and you don't know what's happened, check it out, make another one. You know what I'm aiming for? 100%. Do you have any? When you do an escort booking, we've heard a lot about girls, sort of safety protocol with the escort bookings. When they actually rock up to the place, they go and check every single room in like the apartment or the house or whatever it is, just to make sure there's like no other people there. Yeah. Yeah. I think as well, if you have a driver as a full service, like get them to wait. Yeah. For you. Yeah. And also agents should be waiting for the girls to walk in and be like, it's safe. And if it's not, obviously call the agent. Yeah. Usually if you rock up to a booking and you are like, hey, I'm here. And then we're like, yep, cool. And then you go in, you get paid, but you don't communicate that, we'll be like hitting you on, be like, what's happened? Because that really crucial moment to where you actually get into the venue or the Airbnb is where usually things go wrong. Yeah. Like always for the first 20 minutes, make sure that you're on the phone to check. Um, Sharing your location with friends. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We always get the girls to send like timestamps and some will send it when they start the booking. So we're like, cool, they're here. Yeah. So just like everyone knows what's happening. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a few pointers that can help out a little bit and ensure your safety a little bit more. We hope you've enjoyed this not so light, not so glamorous episode. We'll see you on the next one. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.